Hey everybody, coming at you once again with a video about prejudice and discrimination this week as we discuss race and ethnic relations. So a few words here about prejudice and discrimination, about how they work, how they operate in our society. Oftentimes we use these words interchangeably, prejudice and discrimination, but this is a misnomer. We shouldn't do this. One of the easiest ways to remember the difference is what I like to call the peanut butter and jelly example. Now, there's a long-standing debate among peanut butter lovers about which is better, crunchy or creamy peanut butter. Personally, I like creamy peanut butter more than crunchy. Have for years, and I don't really know why. I don't know why this came about in the first place, but I know that I like creamy a lot more than I like crunchy. By the way, grape jam is the best too, and none of that strawberry nonsense, but that's a conversation for a different day. Okay, now some might say that I have prejudicial feelings about crunchy peanut butter. They'd be right in saying so. I choose not to purchase or eat crunchy peanut butter because I don't like the texture as much as I like creamy peanut butter. Yet there are plenty of folks who prefer crunchy over creamy peanut butter. In the broad scheme of things, it really doesn't matter which type we like. Simply, we know that some people have certain feelings or attitudes about one type of peanut butter versus another. The differences between the two are arbitrary. One cannot be scientifically proven to be better or worse than the other. Nonetheless, when I go to the store, I discriminate in terms of which peanut butter I choose to purchase. I don't choose to purchase the crunchy, rather I purchase the creamy. So the same is true when we're talking about race. Using skin color as a means of classifying people or sorting them is arbitrary. Much like the Jane Elliott blue eye, brown eyes experiment that I posted for you, the video to watch, you'll see how easy it is to trick people into thinking that something really arbitrary like skin color, eye color, height has something to do with their ability to learn something, their ability to carry out any activity. Okay? So, unfortunately, the family, peers, and the media fill our heads with these misguided, stereotypical ideas about certain racial and ethnic groups. The vast majority of these ideas aren't really rooted in fact. Instead, they're used as a means of justifying power that the dominant racial group has and has had for many years. So we all know that eliminating prejudicial ideologies and notions is impractical and, if not, impossible. So the goal is to simply be aware of our prejudice and not act on it. That's the key word here, is action. Prejudice doesn't imply actions, those thoughts and the feelings, where discrimination means I translate those prejudicial feelings into action. This is where bad things start to occur. So we know prejudice is always going to exist in some way, shape, or form. Our challenge is realizing it exists, eliminating the roots of such belief patterns, and trying our best to ensure that our prejudice is not acted upon. So to conclude our discussion of race and peanut butter here, imagine how I began harming people. I start hurting people just because they like crunchy peanut butter instead of creamy. This would be considered discrimination. Or if I was the hiring manager of a company and I didn't hire anyone who liked crunchy peanut butter. It's my first question. You come in, I say, creamy or crunchy? And you say crunchy. I said, you're out, you're not hired. That'd be pretty rough. Or imagine if I was a bank that systematically refused home loans to anyone who liked crunchy peanut butter. Or what about if I was a police officer and I only arrested people who liked crunchy peanut butter? Now we have a really big problem. My prejudice has found its way into structural parts of our society. The point is simple. We're all humans. Much like we have no control over the type of peanut butter we like. We just know we like it. We're not sure why. We don't have any control over this color of skin we have, that we are born with. Therefore, we shouldn't use this as a means of stratifying our population.